The meeting is being held to allow Dr. John Wohlrabe to speak to us about the problems of doctrine and practice that are confronting our synod. It is also possible for us, and we welcome this opportunity, to ask him questions. Let me read to you pertinent parts of his biography. He was born in 1953 in Mankato, Minnesota. He's currently serving as Force Chaplain for the Seabees. Undergraduate studies at Concordia College, Ann Arbor, Michigan, 1978. Graduate of Concordia Seminary, St. Louis, receiving the degrees Master of Divinity, 1981, Master of Sacred Theology, 1982, and Doctor of Theology, 1987. Dr. Wohlrabe has written numerous articles for theological journals, church and military publications, including the Lutheran Witness, Concordia Pulpit Resources, Concordia Journal, and Concordia Theological Quarterly. He served as pastor of Mount Calvary Lutheran Church in Fort Lupton, Colorado, 1982-84. He also was a guest instructor at Concordia Seminary in St. Louis, Missouri, 1984-86. He has also been the assistant director of the Concordia Historical Institute in St. Louis, Missouri, and an active duty Navy chaplain since 1987. His tours of duty in the Navy have included the USS John F. Kennedy, Naval Reserve Units, Naval Mobile Construction Battalion 40, Naval Construction Battalion Center, Port Hueneme, California, Naval Facility Brodie, Wales, United Kingdom, Naval Training Center, Great Lakes, Illinois, USS Blue Ridge / Commander, 7th Fleet, Yokosuka, Japan, Naval Air Station, Brunswick, Maine, and 1st Naval Construction Division, and that's from 2005 to the present time, the latter. He has a multitude of military awards. It would probably take me 3 or 4 minutes to list all of them, but take my word for it, it is a multitude. He has been promoted to the rank of captain in October 2001, and he is the highest ranking LCMS Navy chaplain. He is married to Julie Nee Schultz Wohlrabe. They have been blessed with 3 children. Dr. Wohlrabe has an opening statement to present. So, Dr. Wohlrabe, please step forward. God bless your message.
Thank you very much, Pastor. I've got the mic. I want to thank all of you for coming this afternoon, and want to begin with maybe a shocking statement for you. Maybe it isn't. The Lutheran Church Missouri Synod is divided. It is divided in respect to both doctrine and practice. Now, in saying that, I don't mean to sound negative or pessimistic, only realistic. It is simply a fact, and there is no denying it. It is a reality that has been developing for almost a century as our immigrant church body acculturated into American life. Instead of maintaining our Lutheran distinctiveness in doctrine and practice, we have vacillated toward liberal Protestantism and toward Reformed evangelical fundamentalism. Now, despite the attempts by some to put a positive spin on the divisions we face by first noting all the areas of agreement we have in the Synod and saying we are united in doctrine but not in practice, the truth is we are divided in both. Besides, Professor David Scaer correctly observed that doctrine and practice cannot be separated. He wrote, "The Augsburg Confession and the Apology discuss doctrine in the first 21 articles and practice in the last 7. This division might suggest that doctrine and practice are two different things. But as these confessions show, they are really aspects of one thing, with each reflecting the other and both deriving their content and form from the same underlying reality, God Himself. So we may begin with doctrine or practice, two sides of one coin. Doctrine expresses itself in certain practices, and embedded in our practices is what we believe." I'd like to spend some time this afternoon looking at how we as a synod became divided. As a historian, I can't help but do that. It's kind of the way I'm wired. Then I'd like to discuss the major areas of division within the synod and proposals for dealing with those divisions. As a sailor with over 30 years in the military, I can't help but do that. When the military faces a task or a challenge, we follow what's called a military planning process, which includes doing a mission analysis and then choosing the best course of action, or what's called a COA. Thus, for those who don't know me, I don't approach things politically, but first and foremost theologically, then historically, strategically, and tactically.